And good afternoon, everybody, and a warm welcome, a very warm welcome indeed, in fact, to the JN Sports Complex here in New Delhi. And have we got a game for you over the course of the next couple of hours? It's a men's pairs semi-final between two really tough teams, South Africa and Scotland, here on Green 1 and on Rink 1 as well. And these two pairs have shown consistently good form throughout this Lawn Bowls tournament. Well, it's a pretty steamy part of the day here in New Delhi. It's bright and sunny. There's a little bit of breeze about, not very much though to cool ourselves down. Local time coming up to 12:30. 31 degrees Celsius is the temperature. The humidity relatively low, lower than it has been, 42%, and just a little bit of a breeze to fan us down over this first green here. So we're into the semi-final stage of the men's pairs. Here's what we've got for you. This is South Africa and Scotland, and then later on today a men's singles game in Group A. Scotland again featuring there, taking on Australia. And later on there'll be a gold medal match for the women's pairs, something to really look forward to. Getting into the medal stages now. And here we are then, South Africa and Scotland. They've already met before in this competition, and both teams have shown consistent form on the rinks and on their route through to this semi-final. Here are the semi-finals. The winning teams obviously will meet in the final. Scotland had to take part in the semi-final playoff. They beat Jersey in that. And at the bottom there, England had to take part in a semi-final playoff. And to get through to that semi-final against Malaysia, they beat Australia. So the players are just warming up on the greens. They have a couple of trial runs. South Africa, this is Jerry Baker just having a roll down. He's the skip for South Africa. And the lead will be Sean Adnall. There is Sean, and they are past medalists at these Commonwealth Games. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Clearly, they're going to be strong opponents to the Scottish team. They are represented by Darren Burnett here, who's the skip. And the lead-off man will be Neil Spears, and there is Neil, and they played extremely well, and they play with a great deal of passion, and they look to be a very tight little unit. So the crowd have turned out. We've got a few under the shade over on the far side there, under the trees. It's a time of the day to try and find a cooler place to sit. I'm Simon Holt. With me this afternoon is my Australian colleague Mike Rabbit. How are you today, Mike?
Absolutely wonderful, Simon, and I think we're set for a very, very good match here. Scotland qualified in third position in this section, so hence they had to go through the semi-final playoffs, or effectively the quarterfinals, and South Africa, on the other hand, went straight through. They finished top of the pool with 10 wins and only the one loss, with a plus shot differential of plus 92. Australia, who finished second, have gone out, as Simon mentioned, were beaten by England in that semi-final playoff. But we've got four very, very good players here, and I think we are set for a classic match.
I was just mentioning earlier that Sean Adnall and Jerry Baker have achieved medals here before. First Jack is down. That was in 2002, a bronze. And so South Africa leading off, and it's Sean Adnall who is going to deliver the first bowl here. Sean from Durbanville, which is a suburb of Cape Town. He's 41 years old and works as a training manager.
And he's a keen reader and a keen gardener as well.
This is Neil Spears, lead-off man for Scotland, making his Commonwealth Games debut. And what a debut it's proving. He's from Edinburgh. Good bowl. South Africa playing with the red discs on the bowls. Scotland blue discs. See the red disc in the foreground. That is a South African bowl, and that is Adnall's second. Straws up just to the left of the jack. And Neil Spears looking to get this one close as well.
And we'll try and keep you up to date throughout the course of the game. Periodically, the other semi-final, which is being played on the rink next door between Malaysia and England.
Just gets a knock on the jack there, Sean Adnall, but straight into the Scottish bowl.
Yeah, just around the back, Scotland have 2 woods past the head. That is pleasing. So has Sean Adnall. So outside of the blue disc bowl that sits on the jack, they've got cover at front and back. Gene Fraser, who is the South African manager, former Springbok, and lives in, or his club's the Florida Bowling Club in Johannesburg. And there is George Snedden from Broxburn, which is just south of Edinburgh. Plays for the Broxburn Bowling Club, of course. And on that occasion, Jerry Baker just having a run at the head, trying to disturb that Scottish bowl, which is sitting right next to the jack.
Darren Burnett is from Arbroath in Scotland. He's a policeman.
Yeah, lovely bowl. That's there, and that's a counter at this particular stage. Each player has 3 bowls. Here it is again, just coming in now, just pulling up very, very nicely.
And Jerry Baker makes up the line-up here. He's from Johannesburg. Just down the side. Works as a financial director.
Well, unfortunately, he didn't direct that onward terribly well. It just shot away to the left as he looks at it.
Good end for Scotland at the moment. Burnett trying to put one more into the mix. If it turns in, has it got the legs?
I think it has. Beautiful bowl from the big man. Jerry Baker with some work to do here now.
I watched Jerry Baker play the other day, and he had a great game in this role as the last man, particularly when given the last bowl. Is this down the side as well? Well, what a start here for Scotland. Looks like they've got a few. They're staring at the head. There's still
yeah, 3 of Jerry Baker's bowls are on the bank. Now, this could be a few. There is, when we looked at it,
Darren Burnett still has 1 bowl left to play.
He has 2.
So he could add to this. Well, it's 1, 2. Just that
I think they've conceded there is 4 there. And they're having a look at that bottom blue bowl and the black bowl up there to see whether there is not much difference between those two. And Darren Burnett has the chance now of drawing another one. There's not too much fear that he can turn it over to the South African bowl.
Yes, if he can move the South African bowl on the left there out of the way, then it will be big time. But he's come round on the backhand. It's got to do some work to get in.
1, 2, 3, 4. They've kicked 4 out.
And a measure?
Well, they might have even... no, they're going to have a measure for this one. So I think they have conceded 4. And I think that's all it will be. But what a start for Scotland.
And there we are, 4 blue lollipops. And great start for the Scots. Now, despite winning the first end, Scotland have asked Sean Adenall to bowl down the jack. Normally it's the winners of the end which, well, they have the right to choose. So Sean Adenall of South Africa able to dictate the length of the jack, but once again Darren Burnett will have the final bowl.
Very big step, Sean Adenall. But it's effective. You're just sliding past.
Yeah, Sean. Well done. We'll do you 2 yards down, Neil. Big 9 inch, you very good, man.
Neil Spears on the mat pretty quickly. South Africa holding 1 at the moment. Neil Spears trying to wrest the shot back. And he's not too far away out. Very, very good bowl.
And again.
There's that big step and release from Sean Adenall. I wonder whether he ever has groin problems, taking a step that big.
Could be a bit hard on the knees as well.
Probably hold the shot, Neil. Not lying it, but you might have the shot. Try and run behind. 1 behind the white. Come on.
So it looks like Sean Adenall holding shot here for South Africa. Oh,
Yeah,
actually,
it's a toss-up. I
sure.
think it's Neil Spears might just hold shot that blue bowl. Well, gee, it's not much in it, is it? But I think that black bowl is casting a shadow too, so that might, from that, give you a little bit of a different perspective. But it could very well be Scotland holding 1. It's an excellent start from the boys.
Just run through.
Very close. Right up to yourself, Paul.
So South Africa will need to bounce back here. They've got one there. The next best are the two Scottish bowls. It's a very different style from Darren Burnett too. Just looks down and then comes up. And he won't be happy with that one.
This looks quite a good line.
Well done, Jerry. What's a fantastic.
Just gave it a nice little nudge there. The other side of the South African bowl. Just and that improves the position for South Africa.
Very good comeback by Jerry Baker. By his own very high standards, those first three bowls of the first end were less than his best, but he's bounced back here. Now Darren Burnett trying to get in. If he can get a wick off his own, well, he's only promoted it over to the South African bowl, but there will be a couple to South Africa at least. Should be two there at this stage, but both skips have one left, one bowl left each. And they're just having a look. Jerry Baker on the left, Short Adenal on the right, surveying the scene. Yeah, you'd probably think that the draw's on. Even if Simon leaves it a bowl or two to the right of the jack, that'll make it. But he doesn't want to provide a target at the same time. He just needs to get into the count. So he'll either come through those two blue bowls you can see on your screen now on the forehand side. But if he does do that and he doesn't go through a little bit, he won't provide too much cover. But he's coming the forehand.
On the forehand, no real danger in this direction. If he can just move that Scottish bowl out of the way, though, well,
it was a fair effort. That's what they were looking for. He's got two now. Darren Burnett. Neil Spears explained for you, if he can hit the Jerry Baker bowl, which would cannon into his other Jerry Baker bowl, he might be able to clear both of those out and maybe could get shot from this. That's what he's looking at.
Last bowl of the end from Darren Burnett. He's got to work to turn.
He's got to get a wick off something, get a bit of luck. But that won't be the case.
See what the conclusion is. It's going to be two, is it? And in fact, it is 3 to South Africa. So two quite high-scoring ends to begin this match, with Scotland leading 4-3. See the athletic stadium in the background. The events will begin there a little bit later on in the day. Crowds building in the athletic stadium. Struggled a little bit for spectators here at the lawn bowls, but it was quite a good atmosphere last night here, particularly on this rink where England fought off India in the women's triples bronze medal playoff. It was an exciting game. It was volubly supported by the locals, who were obviously hoping for an Indian win, and the Indian girls played extremely well. Probably just a little bit less experienced than the England team.
Yes, it was a wonderful atmosphere. Just referring to the stadium, I had a walk over there in between matches today. It's a vast, vast arena.
down. Down, mate. I've made it.
Beautiful bowl by Neil Spears. He wants the roll, but it didn't happen for him. But that's right on the money. Great bowling. Great shot of the extension of Sean Admiral's arm as he follows through the delivery.
It's trying hard. Well, they seem to have cleared away all the various insect debris which littered this rink last night. Will doubtless again be the case tonight. It's a bit of a problem in the evenings with some quite hard-backed insects getting onto the rink and deflecting the bowls a little. We've got a special visitor today. It is the Earl of Wessex, Prince Edward, vice patron of the Commonwealth Games Federation. Of course, his mother, Her Majesty the Queen, is the patron. 7th in line to the throne back in the UK, having a look at some lawn bowls this afternoon.
Yes, it's great that the Prince could take the time. Apparently, on each occasion that he comes to the Commonwealth Games, he loves going to the lawn bowls.
Yes, he's quite a regular. He opened the 1998 Commonwealth Games in Malaysia, and an increasingly busy royal. Has a full schedule of royal duties, and in recent years has succeeded to many of the roles of his father, the Duke of Edinburgh.
Did I notice that you stood up and gave a little bow then towards his enclosure?
Well, people have different views, but yes, I would be more inclined to. So you know where I sit on that argument.
That's absolutely not a problem.
Now, as an Aussie, I'd be very interested to hear where you sit, actually.
Oh, I'm a bit of a royalist. Not in the absolute royalist category, but I'm more a monarchist than a Republican, I suppose. And there's been a fair bit of debate in Australia as to whether... Here he comes. He's coming down to sit out in the open. That jacket won't last long. But yeah, there's been a fair bit of debate in Australia regarding whether we should become a republic or not. That's each and everyone's personal choice, I suppose.
Of course, his elder brother, His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, was at the opening ceremony in the absence of Her Majesty this time.
Scotland holding one, I think. It'd be a toss-up with that black bowl from South Africa. Both skips have one bowl remaining. Jerry Baker's probably got two. I just can't quite see. We've got one of our little scoreboard attendants just blocking the view of that from here. But yeah, it's a toss-up, isn't it, as to who holds shot. South Africa could even hold a couple on our angle. From time to time, we'll show you that target area again, which will give you a good perspective.
Jerry Baker on a wide arc here. It did pretty well.
Not a bad golfer either. Plays off a handicap at 10.
Yes, that's fairly respectable. And he's better at bowls. He was a bronze medal winner in the 1998 Commonwealth Games at Kuala Lumpur, and as we mentioned earlier, with Sean Admiral, won the bronze in Manchester. Darren Burnett of Scotland.
It's tracking nicely, tracking nicely. It needs some extra legs, won't get them.
So Jerry Baker at his 4th Commonwealth Games. It's a good line. Bit of weight on it. And, well, The blue bowls, the blue discs are Scotland, the red are South Africa. What have they decided? And it's a blue lollipop, so it's 1 to Scotland there. Jerry Baker unsuccessful with that last bowl. It was a good try. Had a bit of weight on it. Upset the head, but it's now 5-3 to Scotland.
Here's more news from ASX Shot to Win, the great Commonwealth Games competition from Mitsubishi. Valerie's had her final shot at the Games. So one of these new Mitsubishi ASXs has been won, but you're still with the chance to win the other ASX. All you have to do is find the hidden key. Just visit asxshottowin.co.nz. And good luck.
Yeah, good bowl here from Sean Adenall. The leads I've been very impressed with so far, Simon. They were on the money straight away. So they should be after 11 rounds of sectional play. As the breeze does get up a little bit, and it's been playing absolute havoc with the umbrellas that are around. And Neil Spears, a pretty good reply from the big fella too.
Such an important match for these guys. None of them will want to be in a bronze medal playoff.
We saw that yesterday in the men's triples. The England team, even though they ended up winning the bronze medal, came out in the first few ends. They just didn't want to be here. They got beaten in a 4-end tiebreak against Australia, and it was shattering. And I did find out later on that their big skip had the chance to put England through. He had metres and metres and metres of grass to draw a shot. The Jack had got into the ditch and he didn't make it. And apparently he was inconsolable after. And it took him a little while to get it together, Rob Newman. But in the end, he played very, very well and was probably, in many aspects, the difference in England winning that bronze medal last night. Well done to England.
Yes, it was a good night for England with the girls winning their bronze medal playoff as well.
So you can see the South African black bowl just in front of the Jack. That's the shot bowl at the moment. And they possibly have two there. That other black bowl may be close.
So Jerry Baker, lefty, trying to draw on the backhand here. Just give his own ball a little roll there, a little nudge. It all helps. Darren Burnett's bowl on its way. Looking to get this pretty close. It's a good bowl from Darren Burnett. And it's just run by.
No change, Jerry. Same meter.
Jerry Baker. And he won't want to disturb that Jack, though he's got some covering himself. Oh, that's a beautiful bowl from the skip. It rolls over. That's wonderful. Now, Darren Burnett, from time to time, here's the replay, just coming in, settles behind the Jack, and watch it roll over, and that's perfect. And Darren Burnett with some pace, trying to disturb the head. He's done something, and now that has gone out of the rink. It will be respotted, and it could very well be to Scotland's advantage here. There he is. Now you watch him where he spots it. If you see that little T just to the right of your screen a little bit, that's 1.5 metres from the centre of the rink. Now, there is the mauve bowl of Jerry Baker, and the blue bowl is Scotland's. And Jerry Baker and Darren Burnett will have one bowl each to try and draw that. It's too close to call who's the shot bowl on those other two bowls.
Successful shot, though, from Darren Burnett, because it was looking grim there for Scotland. They were probably lying 4 shots down.
Yep.
Jerry Baker with the first pop at this new jack position.
Yeah, that's not bad from that distance, but it certainly does give Darren Burnett a chance here, Simon.
Absolutely.
On the left of the Prince is John McArdle, I think it is, who is the president of the World Bowls Federation. We just can't quite see him at the moment. And that's Raja Randhir Singh, the vice chairman of the Olympic Committee, and he's also vice chairman of the organising committee, the gentleman with the turban on the Prince's right. 4-time Olympian in shooting, and here's Darren Burnett trying to draw the shot, and I think he's done well. It's just sliding out now, but I still think that's probably shot, and they're going to give that shot.
Yes, 1 to Scotland then, and they extend their lead in this first set. It is now 6-3. You see Prince Edward there with a small pair of binoculars. Now that's a good idea. Why didn't we think of that?
Is his eyesight failing? You can see it's only 115 feet.
Well, I've been struggling.
There's our competition manager, Bill Foley, who has done an absolutely fantastic job, and everyone here, the competitors and specifically the broadcast crew here, thank Bill. He's done a wonderful, wonderful job.
So this is the 5th end. Sean Admiral with that big stride down the rink. He delivers his first bowl.
Yeah, Scotland 6-3, playing very well at the moment. It's not as though that South Africa haven't played well. They've been playing very well too, but all players are really playing some great lawn bowls.
We should prepare ourselves for a little bit of seismic activity should Scotland win, because the other day when they beat Botswana, the 2 lads, and they are big lads, they ran at each other and had a really heavy group hug. Well, the earth moved.
Well, I don't know whether Neil Spears was expecting it, but Darren Burnett took a flying leap into his arms. When I say a flying leap, well, he's probably about 1.5 inches off the ground. But
and he must be, what would he be, 17, 18 stone?
I'm not entering into that debate whatsoever.
He's a big boy.
The umbrellas are moving all over the place here. And Neil wasn't expecting it, and the look on his face was priceless. He is having a good look around. The man, as I mentioned, on his left, we'll just pan back. Yeah, there he is. And he's that's John McArdle, who is the president or chairman of World Bowls. Yeah, not much in it. Neil Spears now trying to just rest the shot. Yeah, it's just gone on by. Probably not too around the head on this occasion. It was a very good drawing in the last end, but this time a little bit more wide open. So the skips have plenty of room to move here to draw the shot. An intriguing battle in the other semi-final. Of course, the winner goes through to the gold medal game. After 5 ends, England lead Malaysia 6-4. Yeah, shot bowl at the moment for Jerry Baker.
So now it's going to be Darren Burnett's turn. Darren was 5th in the singles at the Manchester Commonwealth Games in 2002, British champion in 2005.
Yeah, it's just a little wide on this occasion. And with the ability of these players, it's a little bit surprising there is not some shots closer to the jack on this end. Now they are going into any breeze that is here, you would think. But it's certainly not going to affect them dramatically at ground level.
Nice clear run at this. Plenty of room. All about weight and line.
Just overrun the mark, Simon. It's a real toss-up. There is George Snedden, the coach of Scotland. Standing up at the moment. Here are the boys.
Jerry Baker's going to walk up to the head here while Sean Adnall has a measure.
John McArdle giving the Prince possibly the lowdown on exactly what happens here in the game of lawn bowls.
Well, I think he probably has quite a lot of experience. I think I'm right in saying there's still a lawn bowls green in the grounds of Windsor Castle.
Oh, okay.
It's a game that has been played through the generations by royalty. So he's probably had a few run-outs at Windsor Castle.
Well, after you've given him many raps today, you might get an invite to have a roll-up one day.
Never actually been to Windsor Castle. It's supposed to be, it's open to the public, and only hear good things about it.
So they're having a real good look at this. Teen Fraser, the South African coach, probably just, what they're probably doing here is saying, well, if I take a bowl out, or if I do this, can I get more shots than just the one? Instead of, if it was just drawing the one shot, Jerry would have played the bowl half an hour ago. But obviously they're having a look at if they can take a bowl out or shift the jack. Well, they can't shift the jack back because there's too many blue bowls at the back. So I think in the end he will just try and draw the shot.
Or do they have some more cunning plan? Looks like just a draw shot. And he's executed it beautifully there, Jerry Baker. Terrific bowl by the man from Johannesburg.
Probably what he was looking there to do also is he needed to leave his bowl in such a space that Darren Burnett couldn't just take the jack back and rest it against those blue bowls, because those two blue bowls are the centre of your screen, just up from the bottom of your screen. if Jerry hadn't put the bowl there, it were wide open for Darren Burnett to be able to draw that back to the back, and even if they'd run it through a little bit further, they could have possibly been sitting 3. So in the scheme of things, that bowl could not have been more perfect for Jerry Baker. That's a beautiful bowl.
So the Scottish pair is scratching their heads a little here. 2 blues down from the jack are both Scottish, but that red bowl of Jerry Baker is certainly going to limit the jack's
and also
course towards those.
Where the jack is sitting, he can't really have a crack at it, because you would think from there the only way that the jack could go would be back up the green. And if he takes that Jerry Baker bowl out, the other bowl on the right-hand side at about the 2:30 mark, that's a South African bowl, and I think that's shot bowl.
So it looks like he's merely trying to draw the shot. I say merely. It's a difficult one, maybe under the line.
Yeah, I think he gave up on that on a long way from home.
It was probably just too difficult. Good end for South Africa, and they come back at Scotland there, and now it is 6-5.
It's time to redecorate. Right now you can get 8 litres of selected Dulux interior paint for just the 4 litre price. Plus, we'll donate $1 to the SPCA from every pail sold. Dulux Double Up, on now at your local Dulux retail stockist while stocks last.
SIT Bachelor of Sport and Recreation student Eddie Dawkins is the current sprint cyclist world champion, with his target set firmly on gold as he represents New Zealand at the Commonwealth Games. Call 0800 40 fees.
Again, mate. Now run, Sean. Now run. Now, well done, number 1. Short end, jack high.
It's a good bowl from Sean Adnall.
Not mucking around, Neil Spears. He's straight on the mat and straight into it.
Yeah, he's a brisk player.
We had a singles match this morning that went 58 minutes for the 2 sets. That wasn't the first set, that was for both sets. They absolutely flew through their match.
Were they running between ends?
No, but they didn't muck around. At one stage, they had finished the end, grabbed the jack and bowled it back, and it went past the market, so he had to chase after it. Went over that quick. There's another beautiful bowl from Sean Adnall.
Very good.
You're 2 down, Neil. You've got to try and be in.
There's a couple.
It's an idea for a sort of 2020 style of lawn bowls, though, isn't it, Mike? You know, running between ends, throwing them down as quickly as possible, all over in 20 minutes. How about that?
Haven't we got over that already, the 2020? Now, you're thinking of innovations. One of your innovations is being able to create a little box in the corner of the rink, so the players can go and actually stand in that. So spectators and television cameras can actually see the bowl finish at the head. But there are some innovations that I'm sure that world bowls are having a look at. But as you know, within the world of golf, it's very, very hard to meddle with centuries of history.
I don't think you'd have to meddle with centuries of history to make the sport even more television friendly to both to viewers and indeed spectators who visit bowls championships.
No, I think you're probably right there too.
When I'm king, it'll all change.
You're king now. King Simon.
It's a nice deflection.
Now I'm just wondering whether... Well, he's not terribly happy with it. We've got Neil Spears' shadow over it, so we can't tell exactly whether that's shot bowl or the South African bowl of Sean Adendorf. That's a shadow at the back of that bowl, so we can't. It's sitting flat, so there is very little in it. Yeah, I'm not going to call that one. Maybe Scotland by a whisker. But there is 5 bowls to be delivered.
White's very good for it, Jerry.
Hey, someone here pushing that on it here's good.
Neil Spears just saying, play on to your own bowl. And Scotland have got the 2 best backwoods, those blue bowls you can see at the bottom of your screen. He's got to get up there now, but he's put one through there. He'll get one more crack at it. So he's just wondering now whether Jerry Baker will put one around the back, Simon, for a bit of cover.
Yes, he's added one more shot possibility by joining those other Scottish bowls behind his Jerry Baker.
He's just trying to draw it, but he's across the face again. Now, if Darren Burnett's good enough, it'll put enormous pressure on Jerry Baker. If he can roll this over and promote the jack back to those 3 blue bowls, Jerry Baker would have awful difficulty with the next.
Looking to spring the jack here. Oh.
Next best scenario, he's sitting 2 at the moment. Just comes in here and didn't take his own bowl flush. He needed to take that flush. It was sitting directly behind the jack. Didn't get it, didn't shift the jack. Now, probably they're having a look at here. For Jerry Baker, needs to get rid of that blue bowl, but he'd love to be able to pick up the jack maybe off the black bowl. Now this is a big ask. This is Walter Lindrum's snooker shot to the black bowl and then over to the left of your screen there, because South Africa's sitting quite a few shots there, but I think he'd be happy just to try and knock the blue bowl out and maybe hold shot, but again it's a difficult shot whichever aspect he takes. He's going to come back and have another look.
So how many cushions has he got to come off here, Mike, do you think?
Well, he's got to come off the blue, off the yellow, over to the red discs.
And if you're watching in black and white,
whispering Ted
the yellow is behind the green.
One of the all-time famous quotes of...
something like that, anyway.
Yeah, Scotland holding 2. This big ball. They only trail by 1, so he's going to try and draw on the backhand and lay it on that Scottish bowl.
Yeah.
Nice, my boy.
It's working. It's working very well. Can he get it? It's going to slip through. Gee, what a magnificent attempt from Jerry Baker. And Scotland will be very happy to take one on that, Simon.
This is a wonderful attempt. If he just caught the jack a little bit more flush, he might just have nicked the shot there. But as it is 1 to Scotland. And in this very tight first set here on rink 1, Scotland lead 7-5. Good game.
Wonderful game. And the semi-final, the other semi-final in the men's pairs has been played next door. Malaysia have grabbed a one-shot lead over England after 7 ends, 8-7. I don't think either of the combinations of Scotland and South Africa will be paying any attention to that match and wondering who they're going to play in the gold medal match later on. They've got some in the umbrellas at the back, you can see, getting turned inside out. The boys will be very keen to get through. And as you said earlier, Simon, it'd be a little bit of a letdown. Oh, that's a wonderful bowl from Sean Adenall to play in the bronze medal game. But after a couple of ends, they'll settle down and then they know a medal's on the line. Didn't like that at all.
Committed to that side now. Try and get one in. Okay, weight's good.
It's just stayed out a little. Couple of shots for South Africa.
Well done. Well done.
Magnificent bowl by Sean Adenall once again. Magnificent. That's the bronze medal winning team from last night, men and for Rob Newman on the left there, and
Shane
also
Gordon.
Mark Bantop on the right, and the skip of the women's triples team that won the bronze medal, Shane Gordon, in the middle there. So Rob Newman on the left, Mark Bantop on the right, and Shane Gordon in the middle. Well done to them. I hope they celebrated long and hard last night.
Oh, South Africa peppering the jack here.
Well, Darren Burnett has 3 bowls to play with. Scotland have got 1 on the bank. And Jerry Baker's going to make this tougher again for Darren Burnett. Oh, it's just cut away. Oh, maybe it's unlikely. He just wants to be able to throw some cover in there on those 2 bowls because it's a serious target at the moment for Darren Burnett.
Darren Burnett, policeman from Arbroath, certainly looks as though he'd represent the strong arm of the law.
It's not really going at it full weight. Yeah, it's just missed everything again. He'll have another 2 attempts.
Good meat on your last.
It's got to work.
Yeah, I think what he was trying to do is he was trying to get one around the back to match those the 2 bowls at the back of the Scotland bowl. So I think Jerry was really trying to get one around there in case Darren Burnett has a real drive in him.
Come on, mate, run. Run this time.
He just wants a touch on this. Well, that creates some problems too for him, Simon. If he feels as though he's in strife and he wants to have a drive at those, now he's covered it with his own bowl.
Yes, it wasn't ideal.
He's walking around the back of the head, and he knows that was an opportunity. And Jerry Baker just trying to get another one into the count here.
Pretty good. Very good.
Is the wind really starting to pick up here? Hang on to that umbrella. And the young lady, Janan, is the president of the Indian Lawn Bowls Association, the Prince, with us today. It's going to have to hold its line, and I think it's going to go straight through the gap.
Oh. Well, it's going to be a good one for South Africa here.
Yeah, a big end.
And it's 4 for South Africa. They not only take the lead, they take it now by 2 at the end of the 7th. Very important time for South Africa to get a 4-shotter there. And despite having won that end, the South Africans asking Scotland to lead off.
Well, so far in this first set, Simon, we've seen 2 4s and a 3. Some of the heaviest scoring that we've seen in any of the Commonwealth game matches that we've covered. She might have supposed to have been at work today. Supporting the Malaysian contingent here, who are in a gripping battle with England in the other men's pairs semi-final. It's 8-all after 8 ends.
Neil Spears. Had plenty of pace on that. It's only just held on quite close to the ditch. It's marked as a toucher.
Come on. Okay, well done. Very good.
Scotland holding 1 at the moment.
Try and miss it there, or you go down the open side. You're a foot short.
Yeah, nice weight, just the line off a little bit.
You need that much, Sean. Turn your ball. Sit on Neil's balls.
First name basis, the players. I should imagine would have played against each other numerous times at World Championships. He's just going to knock that Scotland ball up a bit.
Yeah, a bit annoyed about that, Sean Adnall.
He was just hoping to get around that and get up to that other Scottish bowl. Scotland holding 1, but again, it's drawable there, Simon.
Plenty of space to come round. Well, we've got a few special guests today. There is Sebastian Coe, who is the chairman of the London Organising Committee for the 2012 Olympic Games to be held in London.
Oh, lovely bowl from Jerry Baker. That's close. That is very close. He turned the bowl over, took one out and got a wick. Here it is, onto his partner's bowl, bang onto the Scotland bowl and rolled over. That's possibly shot.
Try that as well, mate.
Well, now Darren Burnett's got a problem.
Hold it. You touch that jack away, very good. This one, this is against us.
Try there, he's trying it round there. Like over, you better get it. Hold it in, man.
Well, he made contact there. Did Darren Burnett.
Well, the state of the game here, Simon, is that Jerry Baker's having a good look at it now. He's the only one to bowl. He may not very well bowl this last bowl. He might just take the shot. That would give them a three-shot lead going into the last end. Well, he's definitely got one. I don't know whether there's two there, but if he could take that blue bowl out and rest his own bowl there, then he could have three. Yeah, one shot to South Africa at the moment, but I think that's what they're having a look at. If they can take that blue bowl, which is about the 5 o'clock mark from the jack, if you have a look on the clock, take that out and rest his bowl there, that's three. That would be 12-7 and almost impossible for Scotland to get a 5 in that last set to draw the set. In the last end, I should say.
And there's quite a discussion taking place here between these two South Africans.
He's just turned to his coach, Teens Fraser, to ask him. There's the brains trust. The coach sitting down.
As we've said before, this sort of consultation with the coach would be outlawed in other sports.
Yeah, that in-lawn bowlers, they become a coach and a mentor. These are two very, very experienced players. It was a bit of a different scenario in the match last night with the Indian young ladies in the triples. Richard Cole, their coach, the very last bowl of the match, she had a chance to draw off and they could have sat three, which they needed to force the tie break. Here's the bowl. Yeah, and I don't know whether...
It's coming round. Will it come round enough just to nudge that blue bowl out? It's a great effort by Jerry Baker. And just playing with a bit of safety in mind as well. He took plenty of carpet there, didn't he? The last thing he wanted would be to have moved the jack. But it's still one for South Africa, and they extend their lead. And it's now 10-7.
Get to New Zealand's premier cookware destination, Harvey Norman, for the latest in modern, stylish, functional cookware from around the globe. Whether building, renovating or simply upgrading, come and see our cookware specialists for a tailor-made package or solution to suit your needs. Or choose a replacement item from our huge range across all our big brands. New Zealand's premier cooking destination is Harvey Norman. Talk to the experts today for the complete kitchen and cookware solution.
Yeah, a little bit short this time from Sean Adenall.
Prince Edward has come out of the stand and is just getting a closer look at the facilities here at the JN Sports Complex.
And this is not bad from Neil Spears. He's got 2 back past the head. They need a 3, Scotland, to draw the first set. 4 to win it. 1 shot for South Africa would do. And I don't think Jerry Baker is going to mind Sean Adenall having one at the back. It's probably not as far around as he would have liked. Now there's the running style of Neil Spears. Oh, and a beautiful bowl too. He's put it right on the jack.
Couple of feet. Pull your line.
Yodaraj, John McCardle on the right-hand side. And coming down here to have a look at the England-Malaysia match, no doubt. That'll give the boys a bit of a G-up as we watch Sean Adenall trying to get shot, and he has. Very good bowl. A little high five with his skip too. Here it comes, just coming through there. That's the previous bowl, and just kissed that one away. And a beautiful bowl indeed. Rightly pleased with himself, the big fella.
Now Darren Burnett. Good line. Very close. Picks up the jack, but it's close to that, or closer to that South African bowl. Well,
at the moment,
might not be much in that, Mike.
Depending on what Jerry Baker does with this, Darren Burnett will try and take that bowl, that black bowl out, because if he could, and albeit the fact that Jerry Baker has 2 more shots in this end, they could be holding the 4. Not one of his better ones.
Weight's pretty good.
You try and skirt by it or you run the bull off.
Now he's trying to get around that bowl and take the Sean Adenall bowl out. He just kissed that one, and he's promoted another South African bowl up. Now that makes it a little bit more difficult for him.
Intriguing closing stage of this end.
I still think you need to try and turn it, Jerry. Your weight's good.
Jerry Baker's bowl's on its way. It's another very accurate one, but straight into the Scottish bowl, and Scotland looking good now.
Well, what a unbelievable bowl there from Jerry Baker. He has absolutely drawn everything within an inch of his life. Now he could possibly have turned this over to allow Scotland a situation where, here it is, he comes in now, whacks the jack stays where it is, and then his own bowl slides through. You would have to think that there is 3 Scottish bowls there at the moment.
The score in this set 10-7. So if Darren Burnett can draw another, Jerry Baker still has another bowl as well. But if Darren Burnett can get one more, Scotland just steal this set. Jerry Baker may have something to say about that, though, with his final bowl.
Now, either Darren Burnett has got to be in the head, or he's got to make it really difficult for Jerry Baker to have a clear crack at that from where we are here, just behind this end. Jerry Baker has got a clear shot at the head.
But if he can reduce Scotland to 2 shots, then South Africa still win the set.
Yeah, exactly, Simon. All he's got to do is cut the damage here, and where the jack is sitting, you think it might only be propelled back up, or it could squirt either, you know, out to the side and whatever. Having a look on the respot basis, there's no way knowing that Scotland could get 3 there from a respot. You can see the little T right at the bottom of your screen. If we can hold that, there is a white chalk mark on the left and a white chalk mark on the right. Now, that's 1.5 metres from the centre of the rink. On the left-hand side, if the jack goes that way, South Africa have got the shot, and on the right-hand side, there's not much in it. South Africa can't win the set. Scotland can't win the set.
At the moment, if it stays as it is, it looks as though the set could well be tied, unless Jerry Baker can just reduce Scotland's advantage here. There's going to be a knock-on, and that'll be good enough for South Africa. Let's just get the confirmation from our marker, and it's just 1 to Scotland. So South Africa win the opening set, 10-8. His final bowl from Jerry Baker promotes his own bowl, doesn't grab shot, but is a good second when Scotland needed 4 shots there. They didn't get them. South Africa win the opening set.
Couldn't live more than 3 minutes from real coffee.
Love those wide open spaces.
In here as well as out there. It's hard to get to. Maybe why it's the best kept secret in town.
Don't tell anyone.
The all-new Street Smart Mitsubishi ASX. Built for your city life.
Love that car.
Start, Phil. You're looking for Neil, it's on the white side. Look at that.
Plenty of chat out there.
Come on, Neil, run. Come on, pal, run. Run, mate. Good. Just join them. Try and follow that. Just do it at the back, 2 feet through, waiting on it.
Again, Neil Spears playing quickly. Gets on with it. Scotland looking fairly strong. They won't want to trail that jack too hard.
Just drawing this, Sean, you're very close. Can I only adjust?
It's just hanging out now. It's starting to do its best work at the end. It's made a little bit of a move.
20-2 here, New Delhi time. It's very hot out there, a little bit of a breeze. Hot work for everybody, spectators, those working, our cameramen. They're baking out there. A bit windy for the parasols.
Well done, mate. Excellent.
Well, there's 3 in there for Scotland, 1 for South Africa just to the left of the jack.
Right, back to you up.
Darren Burnett in reflective move, didn't want that fingernail. It's that sort of match. 10-8 to South Africa in the first set.
Looking very good here. We'll have a look.
Give it a look, mate.
It's rolling pretty well.
Just a touch he needs. Well, that'll do. He'll have another couple of cracks at that, depending on what Jerry Baker does.
Your weight is perfect, Jerry. There's a lot to rest. Yeah, you played so well there. Your weight's so good. Yes, Jerry.
Not far away either.
Sit on that, man.
It sits on the blue bowl. Jerry Baker takes the shot.
Still there, I think. No, it's just behind. Have a look on
And a good high five from the boys as well. A little bit of work here for Scotland to do with that. Just whether he comes on the backhand and tries to draw that South African bowl away.
Yes, if he can move Jerry Baker's last bowl out of the way, Scotland could sit 2.
He's seen with his little action with his foot there, Simon. He just wanted to say, well, if I can kick that away, maybe a toss-up for the second shot, depending on where his sits. Big bowl to open the second set.
Bit of extra weight on this, is that? He's going to take nothing. Just drifted on the low side. And so now Jerry Baker has, well, he's definitely lying 1. How brave will he be here, do you think?
Well, the way he's been drawing, Simon, I think he'd probably have a crack at this and just try and get the weight exactly right and be able to sit that bowl. Yeah, probably the forehand that way. He would give away, backhand I should say, for a left-hander. He would give, no, but he is going to come the forehand. The other way would have, if he had to turn it over, given away less shots to Scotland. But he's been drawing beautifully on the forehand. Yeah, it's just going to skirt around the back. I don't know how serious he was at having a crack there, but that's a great way for South Africa to start this second set.
Yeah, they take a 1-shot lead, and they lead by 1-0. Once again, the familiar tactic of putting the other side into bat, so to speak. Scotland delivering the jack despite having lost that first end.
On the tee, eh? Extra metre.
Yeah, that's almost maximum length here. A very long length. So Scotland dictating where they want this one.
Just be outside that track and find the nail. It's good.
Pretty good effort by both players. It's a great bowl, great weight from the short Admiral, and great line. Wonderful reply from Neil Spears.
South Africa proving very strong in this lawn bowls tournament, Mike.
That his skip would be absolutely wrapped in that. Now, there's not much room from the back of the ditch to those two black bowls you can see on your screen now. His skip would be absolutely delighted they're there. And Neil Spears trying to match that. But South Africa still two best. Yeah, South Africa are having a great tournament. 2 gold medals yesterday.
Yes, in the triples.
A couple of cliffhangers, both against Australia.
Yeah, I saw the closing stage of the women's triples. It was a real nail-biting finish.
I'm just wondering whether Jerry Baker has got something in those Sean Admiral bowls, because we've seen it during the tournament. He clicks his fingers every now and then, and on command it either stops or runs on a little bit. So,
do you think there's a little receiver in the bowl?
Little secret signal. My conspiracy theory for the Commonwealth Games.
A little battery-operated receiver. Minute run.
Yeah, well done there, very good.
It's got pretty close. Jerry Baker's a very tough opponent in the position of skip.
Yeah, I'd hate to be playing cards against him. He absolutely gives nothing away.
Yeah, real poker face. I bet he's a bandit off 10 as well.
Exactly. And he's my kind of man. He loves football, golf and snooker. It doesn't get much better than that, does it? Oh, in your case, horse racing. I bet he loves a punt too.
Yeah, don't forget the sport of kings.
They're a little bit short. Again, Darren Burnett has plenty of room to be able to draw this. He's still got plenty of room to draw it.
That's all, it's all right.
Perfect. Just give you a shot.
No, he's clicking, but it's not working.
Battery's gone flat.
Well, I don't know. It's just gone to the back. Hear him clicking madly.
Go on, shot, mate. Set up for the shot. Set up for the shot. No, he's still high.
We might have a look at that again. Something happened there. That's in the ditch. What happened here, Simon?
Something seemed to affect Aaron Burnett on the follow-through here. Oh, yes, he's was attacked by one of the many millions of insects here. Oh, you had a problem last night as well in the women's game, and an insect seemed to fly straight into Sandy Hazel's eye, and she was in some discomfort for a while. And yesterday as well, there was another player, a lady who was bitten.
Jennifer Dowds was bitten, and she had to call for some medical attention. There was a very, very biggish bug here that apparently is pretty venomous, and some of the Australians were picking him up and trying to find out where his hypodermic was and all sorts of stuff. So can give you a very severe bite, and it's a muscle debilitating bite or stab that this insect gives you. So we've certainly seen a variety of wildlife, and in that women's triples last night, a couple of the times where the bowl actually ran over the top of a hard shell bug, it did push the bowl off the line.
Well, I'd be very interested to see tonight if they don't go out and try and sweep them away. That's through.
Yeah, he was just trying to take that front bowl out, and I think it's 1-blue.
It is indeed. So that's all square in this second set.
G'day, Merv. G'day, Merv.
When you're buying or selling a car,
G'day, Merv.
there's the good guys and there's the others. Make the right choice.
G'day, Merv.
It's the same when your car needs servicing or repairing. Eliminate the risk. Only trust the professionals. So, how do you tell the difference?
G'day, Merv.
Always look for the sign.
G'day, Merv.
MTA people, they're dedicated.
Affect the shot at all.
Well done.
Gripping match, first set, only 2 shots in it. And after 4 ends in the other men's semi-final, between England and Malaysia, 4-3 to England after they took the first set.
Maybe I shouldn't have changed it, Sean. If you want to go back there, it's fine. Neil got there, so can you, easily. You draw it, mate. No, my fault, but it's out the way. Well done.
Yeah, very good bowl there from Neil Spears. Oh, no, yeah, Neil Spears now bowling. That was from Sean Adendall, of course. And this is Neil Spears, and he's not too far away from the money. It needs another 2 or 3 rolls. Brilliant. Wonderful bowl. A couple in at the head. Here it is again, just in its dying moments. They were talking to it. Don't go any further. Stay there. Don't move. Stop. And it did. Jerry Baker is just playing superb lawn bowls. Every time Scotland get into a position where they can get a march and get ahead in this set, Jerry Baker, the South African skip, does something like that.
He's a thorn in their side, isn't he?
They are providing a little bit of a target, but Jerry Baker doesn't seem to worry about the degree of difficulty. He's just able to pull off the shot. And Darren Burnett probably hasn't been able to respond at this stage. Yeah, that's going to stay on, but unless Darren Burnett plays a fairly strong on shot, you wouldn't think that would come into play, but don't disregard it.
Excellent track here, Jerry.
He's at it again. He's at it again. Oh, it just slipped through. Beautiful bowl.
One down.
It was such a good bowl, wasn't it? Slipping away. Slip sliding away.
And again, you're so good.
This turn, will it turn? It's got to avoid its own bowl. It's not bad.
Well, it turned that Scottish bowl off, but I don't think it's... I still think it might be South Africa 1, is it, Simon?
I think this is close, Mike. We've constantly been deceived when trying to guess the shots.
It's commentator's nightmare when you give someone a rap, isn't it?
When there's just a few millimetres in it, and it might be South Africa.
Well, that's what presents as you have a look at it there for Darren Burnett. Quite a few spectators gathering around now. Just having a look at it. This is the third end of this second set after South Africa took the first set 10-8.
Well, if he could take out the shot bowl, it's possible that Scotland would be left with 2 or maybe even 3.
Yeah, there is that other Jerry Baker bowl just behind that bowl directly south of the jack. There's 1, 2. Yeah, could probably only see 2 there. That third bowl to the left at about 8 o'clock is out of the count, you would think. But if you can take that Scotland bowl out, they might hold through.
It's on its way for Darren Burnett. It's just going to go through. So what do they agree on here? Is it South Africa? They may just have to call for the umpire here.
They are going to call for the umpire. Here he is, and it's Robert Carlson of Australia. John Brotherton of Australia is the other umpire. Para Sharma is our paddle pop man today. From India, of course, and they've done a fantastic job. So have the umpires.
It's 1 for South Africa by the look of things here. Jerry Baker's bowl held shot, and it's 2-1 to South Africa.
What makes you think you're qualified for this job?
Oh! Stop
Steve, don't throw me out! Ah!
Next.
Here it is, huh? Get it?
It's time, you gotta get in the groove. It's easy to just let your body move. I'm a love guru.
Almost full length again. And there's Sean Adenall and his delivery stop. There's Jerry Baker with the click. Get over there, get over there. He'll give that bowler very severe talking to. Didn't do what he wanted.
The semi-final, it's 4-all in the second set. England won the first set against Malaysia.
And Jerry, well, he'll give that one oh, it's just hung on. And Sean Adenall was very, very thankful of that. Neil Spears would love this close. Very good.
It's a shot.
So that blue disc bowl of Neil Spears holding shot here for Scotland as the skips make their way to the head.
Darren Burnett's been a little bit skinny with his grass from this end, and he just tried to tip that bowl over, but he's just hasn't quite got the line right. Holding one, you would think Scotland.
Wasn't your bravest call of the week, Mike?
Well, it's a long way away. It's up there.
I apologise.
And given my form over the weeks, I tell you what, William Hill or Ladbrakes would be having a field day with me. Yeah, he just can't quite get inside Jerry Baker.
Coming in, could be a bit competitive. It's vying for second. Well, on that evidence, it's 2 to Scotland.
Oh, Sean Adenall's got the click going now. Didn't work for him.
Again, I do. You're only that shot.
Yeah, it's got to work. He's corrected the line, but he's corrected it a little bit too much. So it's leaving the gate open a little bit here for Jerry Baker. He's got the best backwood if he wants to play a non-shot and try and pick up the jack. He's got the 2 Scottish bowls either side of the jack, which he may try and draw either hand. The forehand might be a bit skinny, but the bowls are tending to hold their line pretty well when they get down that end. So I think he'll go the forehand, just try and draw it in. Either that or he'll have a running shot. Yeah, a little bit of pace. He's trying to pick up the jack and take it to the back because they've got the best backwood. It's going to miss.
So Scotland win the end, and they win it with 2 shots. And they now take the lead in the second set, and it's 3-2.
Get to New Zealand's premier cookware destination, Harvey Norman, for the latest in modern, stylish, functional cookware from around the globe. Whether building, renovating or simply upgrading, come and see our cookware specialists for a tailor-made package or solution to suit your needs. Or choose a replacement item from our huge range across all our big brands. New Zealand's premier cooking destination is Harvey Norman. Talk to the experts today for the complete kitchen and cookware solution.
It's become altogether much tighter in this second set with just small steps.
Well done.
Excellent bowl from Neil Spears.
Just get it close, Sean.
Absolutely dead weight on that. Rolls round behind the jack, leans against it.
Come on, Sean. Come on, Sean.
It's a great bowl too from Sean Adnall there. Well, I think they're both on the jack.
Well, wait, mate. Feels good. And then on the high side's good.
It's a half.
I'd like the umpire to try to measure that. Get his calipers out.
Perfect, mate. Absolutely perfect.
Oh, there's some excellent play, and that's even going to drop. Exceptionally good play here.
It's a no shot.
Yeah,
Both
magnificent
sides.
lead bowling by both leads.
Touch it. You play up to Neil's ball with confidence. Now you get the 1-2 there, Sean. Play a nice positive shot. Yes.
So you're hearing Jerry Baker saying, nice positive shot, just to get on the blue, and it may spring that other blue bowl of Scotland out.
Doesn't want him to be short.
Click your fingers, Jerry.
It's coming round. Can he get a nudge? Not enough.
Touch it, you'll lay it too.
Neil Spears' his bowl is already on its way.
Come on, Neil, you're trying, pal. Trying here, mate.
It's going to have a little nudge, Now, that red bowl of South Africa's has dropped away from the jack, so Scotland are certainly holding 1.
That is a magnificent head from the leads. It's a fair target, though, isn't it?
Yeah, you would think if Jerry Baker could just take the jack to the left of the jack there, he could split those Scottish bowls up.
Well, I think if he hits the front Scottish bowl with a little bit of work on it, not a great deal, he might be able to spring the whole lot.
Here we are. It's pretty close, this. Well, he got a connection. It was just too flush on that Scottish bowl. If he could just have gone off an edge, it would have been a different story.
And what Darren Burnett said immediately there, well, Neil Spears is saying to Darren Burnett, if you can just come through there, get the weight on those two bowls, you might split the South African bowls, and the jack might come back, might hold 2 or 3.
Very close.
It's not far away either from Darren Burnett. Connects with the jack. And now, this is quite remarkable, this end, the accuracy.
This is probably one of the best ends we've seen all tournament. Just the draw play by all players there was just fantastic.
When you think of the distance, it's not a maximum length end, but there's still a fair distance between the mat and the head, and to be this accurate, it's fairly extraordinary.
Just think Scotland just holding one on that shot, Simon.
Quality high, but this is the Commonwealth Games, and in lawn bowls, that's serious stuff, seriously important. This is turning towards the pack as well, and that's probably Scotland. Jerry Baker coming off his own mauve bowl, nudged the jack, but it's fallen in Scotland's favour.
Darren Burnett didn't hesitate. You've got the 2 black bowls at the top of you, or towards the top of your screen there. That's the gap. If he can just come through there, draw it, and run the jack back, he could hold 4. That's if his own bowl does rest on the jack. Here it comes.
Looking to pick up the jack into the open arms of those blue bowls. It was stopped in its run by that South African bowl with the red disc.
He'll get one more chance, possibly, of turning that bowl over. Now, South Africa have got the black bowl at the bottom of your screen. Don't be surprised if Jerry Baker has a crack at this. Yeah, through that, promoting that Sean Adendall bowl at the top
with the red disc,
the red
dark
disc
bowl with the red
there.
disc. Yeah, if he can just promote that one, get a contact on that, maybe take the jack, and they've got one out the back as well.
He's running with a bit of pace.
Wants to hit that darker bowl with the red disc, too wide. Picks up his own, and no great change there.
Oh, this is a huge opportunity for Darren Burnett now.
Scotland are holding 1. Well, it could only be 1 at the moment, but that could all change. If he could just nudge the jack, we've got that phalanx of 3 blue disc bowls, a little semicircle almost of 4. If he could just rest the jack into the middle of those.
This is a massive bowl for Darren Burnett.
Scotland leading 3-2 in the second set. They're definitely going to extend that advantage, but by how many? Is it enough?
Oh, it didn't turn over for him. It didn't roll over for him. He was looking to be able to just get a couple of rolls to get into the count, and after being in such a position to get anything of up to 5 in some aspects.
But they're going to have a look at it. There's going to be a measure.
Well, I don't know. I think they've taken that one out, that it's not in the count. That's another one that's not in the count.
Now, they're not moving the shot bowl because is it resting against that mauve bowl of Jerry Baker's? So if they move it, it's possible that the mauve bowl might shift a little, just drop. It certainly looks like 1-2 to Scotland. The umpire will just put some wedges so that that's the shot bowl out.
There's 2 he's given.
2 for Scotland. And now a measure.
Yep.
South Africa's bowl at the top. 2 for Scotland minimum. On your knees.
Yeah, this is Robert Carlson from Australia, the umpire.
So that is 2, I think. Yeah, just the 2 to Scotland. It's good. It's just a slight opportunity miss, perhaps, given the position of those Scottish bowls. But nevertheless, Scotland lead 5-2 in the second set.
Couldn't live more than 3 minutes from real coffee.
Love those wide open spaces.
In here as well as out there. It's hard to get to. Maybe why it's the best kept secret in town.
Don't tell anyone. The all-new Street Smart Mitsubishi ASX. Built for your city life.
Love that car.
And on the rink next door, Simon, England lead by 3 with 1 end to play.
So England on the verge of getting into this men's pairs final on the next door rink. But this one here is far from decided.
Yeah, just a little bit short this time from Neil Spears and needed a correction in the mat. Oh, the grass, I should say.
Again.
There's Jerry Baker clicking it to come in.
Neil, just try and draw the shot. You've a foot to do it. Easy. Easy, pal. It's a pace, I think.
One or two results coming through from the men's singles this morning. Not too many surprises. Maybe one was a defeat for Paul Foster. Foster beaten by Gary Kelly of Northern Ireland. But most of the other fancied contenders, Leif Selby of Australia, Rob Wheel, was successful, Ali Forsyth, and Safwan Saeed of Malaysia.
Yeah, Gary Kelly actually leads that group, so that was a tough match there for Paul Foster. Well, not much in it. Maybe one for Jerry.
Could be 2 South Africa here.
Yeah, straight through the gap from Darren Burnett.
Good roll here. Just going to pass through, but is held up by the other South African bowl. Darren Burnett very quick onto the mat. Has it got enough? Running out of steam.
It needed a few more legs. Sean Adenauer is pretty confident they're holding 3.
Yeah, it looked that way earlier. It was 2 from our target there. Certainly 2. Yeah, it looks like 3.
And if you can actually draw a shot here, and it is 3 already, South Africa could take the lead.
It's come up some way short. A little bit of pressure on Darren Burnett here.
For the balls. He's trying to lift them there.
That's the situation that Darren Burnett will be looking at.
It's on its way. Not sure he liked it that much. Will it come round? It's a little bit out wide. It's a very good end here for South Africa. And it's going to be 3 by the look of things. Check the marker. And 3 red lollipops. Make it 3 for South Africa, and they tie the scores in this intriguing second set. Meanwhile, cheers ringing out on the next rink across because England have beaten Malaysia. Combination of Merv King and Stuart Airy. They're going into the final. But who will they be playing?
What will the final be like if it's England v Scotland?
Well, I think whatever, it's going to be a fairly competitive affair. Yeah, the England-Scotland clash could be a fairly heated affair.
But a long way to go on this, and South Africa will have a fair bit to say on that. 5-all. That's a good bounce back with that 3 on the 6th end.
King and Airy have been impressive, particularly Stuart Airy.
Look at that. Cherry Baker's just gone. Click. And her fingers just trying to get that bowl to turn in. Good reply here from Neil Spears too.
They really could do with winning this end, Scotland, bearing in mind that if they tie this set, it's not going to be enough. They need an outright win in the set.
He's just rolled it over enough. Yeah, maybe. Must be something about this end where they tend to crowd around the jack here.
A shot, Sean. No, you play.
Perhaps they will run down into a little valley or something.
Don't be nervous. Trim that line, sit on the bowl, you get to the jack. Sorry?
You are one of the better conspiracy theorists. This time just cutting across the face. That's it's gone through a little bit. One of the Scottish fans' son is not necessarily seen that often in Scotland, is it, Simon?
No, it'll be a day for the factor 50.
Yes, this Indian sun, if it's clear sky, it burns you very, very quickly.
Yeah, it's breezy too. Most sailors will know when it's breezy in the sunshine. Amazing how you get affected by the sun.
So a very tight match, South Africa and Scotland. As Cherry Baker.
Oh, nice little knock there. Takes the shot.
Down. Still looking, set the bowler, get the jack.
Uses his own bowl or his teammate's bowl.
Darren Burnett's given up. You could see just at the far end, he just threw both arms to the outside and said, what have I done?
Great concentration, Cherry Baker. Just got to turn a little bit. Can they get inside?
Lovely weight.
Not just the one, mate. Still trying up.
Yep. Darren Burnett's just trying to play onto that Cherry Baker bowl. If he can turn that out, he might hold a couple. Oh, he's just gone through.
This one, yeah. Absolutely.
I've just, we talk about the gentlemanly game of lawn bowls. I've just seen something very, very nice. George Snedden, who is the manager of the Scottish team, Sean Adendall came to the SCO to get a drink. There wasn't any in there, so George went and got him one. It's fantastic. The Scottish manager, the South African manager is just missing at the moment, so.
Cherry Baker looking to draw another. Has he got the legs? Not quite. They're going to agree on one here. And that is one to South Africa. South Africa take the lead. With 2 ends remaining. Longest jack sent down here by Neil Spears. In fact, for a moment it was going to run into the ditch.
Yes, if the jack happens to be put in the ditch, then it's returned to the mat and the opposing team gets to roll the length they want. However, the team that rolled the jack in the initial stage would then be asked to go first. Jerry clicked those fingers. I don't know whether he can pull it up this time. It's going to stop though. Yep. There you saw it straighten up again. We've spoken about this rink on numerous occasions, how there is a little ridge and every now and then the bowl will actually straighten up. And it did there. That may have aided Neil Spears. Very tight end. Scotland cannot afford really to lose this end.
Absolutely not.
And again, yes.
That didn't help a great deal. He was trying to, well, he'd taken the wrong grass initially. He was just trying to roll his own bowl over, and it just didn't happen.
Come on, Sean.
Jerry urging it on. Never quite getting there.
Yeah, it's in that mix of the two Scottish bowls at the top, and yeah, that's well sure. That's not worrying the head at all. But the problem for Scotland here is that the best back bowl is the South African bowl, but plenty of room in there to be able to draw for the skips.
Oh yes, good try, and takes the shot, Darren Burnett. Possibly two. Oh, there's an interested spectator on the right, the veteran Scottish bowler Willie Wood. Looks as though he's enjoying his 8th Commonwealth Games. Wasn't in the medals for this year's men's triples.
He started the tournament in reasonably ordinary fashion, but by gee, he played some wonderful bowls as the tournament went on. Jerry, here's Sean Adnall trying to click it into shot bowl. 2 for Jerry Baker to come. Yeah, no, it's staying out there. And I think he saw the danger there of those two back South African bowls. It's hard in this situation to be able to put one back there to match the South African bowls, given the situation. There's only this end and the next end to play, and you're a shot down.
Let's try it. Probably still 2 minutes, draw a shot.
Jerry Baker still has another bowl.
Nice.
This is falling away, it's falling short.
Yeah, it just ran out of steam. And that's giving Jerry Baker a chance here to draw a shot again. You heard Neil Spears say that he thinks they are holding 2.
Well, on that evidence, it
would be a toss-up, wouldn't
is
it?
debatable. Certainly one. One would level the scores. Scotland must win this set.
Plenty of time been taken here by Jerry Baker and Sean Adnall.
Well, if Jerry Baker can draw the shot here, it's going to make it very difficult for Scotland. If he can just draw one shot, that'll be 7-5. Scotland would then need 3 shots in the last end. We've seen this man a few times over the last few days, Mike, and he has tended to be Mr. Reliability.
Yeah, this is a huge bowl in the context of the overall match.
Here it comes. Will it turn?
No, I think it's going to stay out there.
Coming in belatedly, but probably not enough.
Second shot, Jerry.
And it's one to Scotland. That look of frustration on Jerry Baker's face. Come on, sort your lollipops out. Here we are. 1 to Scotland, and it's 6-all with the last end ahead of us.
Is it?
Of this set, I should say.
And Darren Burnett will get the last bowl in regulation time. So South Africa to start this last end. And so far, after 17 ends, there's 2 shots in it. Very good start. The winner of this match will play England for the gold medal. The loser will face Malaysia for the bronze.
Looking for too much on this length, I think.
It's pretty good from Sean Adnall. Good bowl there.
It's not like you should look for that ball. It's a ball and a half shot. Want to foot your bend, son.
It's under the line. Away it goes.
But it's at the back of the head at least.
Try and turn that. Turn that. At a yard.
Yeah, Scotland with a couple out the back.
Sean.
We're going to have a talk.
There's a conference. Mid-rink conference. Jerry Baker probably thinking a few shots ahead here, Mike.
Yeah, I think they always do. He's looking, well, irrespective for South Africa to go straight through without having to go to extra ends. They need to win the end as much as Scotland need to win the end to force a tie break. He's probably looking at not necessarily matching those 2 Scottish back bowls at the moment, but just trying probably to get another one into the head. But he's initially he was going to go the forehand, but Jerry's convinced him to switch and go to the backhand.
The South African pair, the bronze medalists in Manchester.
Yeah, you're finishing good. Well done.
And Baker's happy with that. South African skip.
Yeah, it may have been in a case there where you were 100% right that they were looking forward to what lies ahead and wanting to get one a little bit deeper.
gravity of this situation is such that Neil Spears is taking a long time. He's a fast player. I had a chat about it. It's on its way with a bit of weight here. Trying to take out this South African bowl. He's got it and trails the jack. That couldn't have worked out much better for Scotland. High fives.
Brilliant bowl from Neil Spears, getting the jack out of the area there, or not the jack, the South African bowl, and it comes through and then grabs at least 2 for Scotland at the moment. And here is the reaction. If that had been the bowl that claimed the set, I think Darren Burnett would have leapt into his arms as he did before.
Yeah. Yes, there was almost a belly bump on the cards there. What can Jerry Baker do now? As things stand, Scotland will take it forward, but this end's far from over, but that will miss.
And remembering that Darren Burnett gets last bowl in this end. What Darren Burnett is trying to do here is leave one out there on the left, because where the jack is positioned against the blue bowl, you would think it would squirt that way, because they thought, well, South Africa's got the bowls on the right of the jack as we look at it, and it can only be sprung out that way. But Jerry Baker will be keen just to rest on the blue Scottish bowl.
Maybe get a deflection through the middle.
Here, mate. We're only in a yard further than your last.
There it is, not even going to attempt to get one in, just to where Neil Spears is standing. That's where he wants to deliver this bowl, because Jerry Baker looked as though he was going to persist with that area. Just trying to draw that bowl off the Scottish bowl.
One bowl each remaining. The advantage very much with Scotland here.
Two and a quarter hours the match has been going.
If he fails to reduce Scotland's 2 shots here, it's going to a tie break. It's on the jack, is it? And he's got connection, but it's still with Scotland. And that'll be the set to Scotland. Darren Burnett has actually left the rink for a comfort break. It's 1 to Scotland. They win the set 7-6, 1 set all. We're into the tie break.
So a 3M tie break, and it is a cumulative score. It's not the best of 3 ends, it's a cumulative score.
Just in that last end, the balance of play was always with the Scots, wasn't it? They always had, not only had the 2 shots, but it was the tactical edge as well. It wasn't a lot that Jerry Baker could have done. It was a great effort, but he didn't have much out the back there to pick up the jack.
What he was hoping to do on that Scottish bowl is hit that Scottish bowl and stop immediately. That's what they were trying to do. There's Robbie Dobbins just walking down the stairs there now. He's an Australian, formerly with the Cohiba Bowling Club in Newcastle, now living on the Gold Coast. But he is the Scottish coach, the man in the sunglasses, who's just sat down. So he'd be very, very keen on this match. And there is Jerry Baker, the South African skip, who has played superbly. Yeah, he was just trying to rest on that bowl And if he had have got that shot and had have stayed there, we'd now be showing the highlight reel. Teens Fraser, the coach. Neil Spears, who has played superbly today. He's probably been in and out of the game a little bit. He's had a couple of ordinary ends, but then he's come back brilliantly. And South Africa want to get through. They won both triples yesterday, male and female. And a very, very good performance. Darren Burnett now coming back onto the green, walking across the middle of the green as we get another shot of Willie Wood. There he is, the big fella. So a play about to get underway now.
Scotland winning that last end of the second set, but they put South Africa in. Adenal throws down the jack.
Very warm conditions now in New Delhi at the JN Sports Complex, right next to the main stadium.
Okay, next one.
The umbrellas could take flight on any moment.
It's good, Neil. It's good, pal.
Let's run up a little bit.
Not that wide, Sean.
Even given a clap there by Tins Fraser.
This is better. Oh, well done.
One down.
Wonderful line there from Sean Adenal. And there is that. It just took a little correction there. Once again,
And again.
on this rink, we've seen it many times.
Just straightens out. Let's see if we can see it here. One stage it looks as though it's going to pick up the jack all right. Just straightens there.
I like this line.
And that pushes it outside the jack. Sean Adenal was running after that. He liked it all the way.
Two down. Try and go off that, duck jack.
Loved it. Neil Spears quick to play.
Run. Run. Run, Neil. Run. Run.
Again, a very good bowl. But straight into another South African bowl's lap there.
Yeah, South Africa might be holding two there, so it's very close. And definitely holding one at the moment. Now Jerry Baker has a look at it.
Got to be a South African supporter, one would suppose.
I'd probably say a serious South African supporter. I hope it wasn't a jumper, I hope it was a t-shirt, because it's about 300 degrees in the water back here. Yeah, Jerry Baker, that's probably his worst bowl all day. He's played some absolutely classics. Well, that was a clanger. Maybe at that little time off, when he was in the zone, play was happening. It can happen from time Darren Burnett just bounced that one out of the blocks.
Yeah, that break in play there between the end of the second set and the tie break. This is pretty close as well.
South Africa holding 2 now.
Just advances a red bowl.
Peter! Yeah, big one.
No, that won't figure very much, but maybe it's there. Is it for being generous? The jack out the side, maybe, but it, if he was going for the for a draw, it wasn't at all close. This brings one beyond.
Yeah, there's definitely South Africa. The man in the white cap with the beard was leaning on the fence. Now, the chap in the South African shirt would be 5 or 6 metres back from the fence. The bloke in the white shirt was leaning on the fence. He went and tapped him on the shoulder and asked him to shift. Fair dinkum. There's no monitor at the back telling him he's on television. So, very tense situation here. South Africa holding 2. Darren Burnett feeling the pinch. He will have last bowl. Jerry Baker has got 1 bowl remaining. Darren Burnett has 1 bowl. As our umbrella nearly gets tipped inside out. So I think they were looking to see whether South Africa can get another one in there, but he wouldn't want to disturb anything. He's just rolled that. Well, has he opened up the door a little bit? It's hard to see unless he can draw onto the bottom of the jack. Now, at about the 8 o'clock mark, they're both Scottish bowls there. But I don't know whether he can spring. If he comes the... no, he's going to go the forehand side. And he might have a wind-up here. He is. Chasing after it.
Uh-oh, and leaves the 2 bowls that count untouched. So there we are. 2 for South Africa in the first end of the tie-break. So 2-0 to South Africa after 1 end of the tie-break here on rink 1 at the JN Sports Complex. Both sides bidding for a place in the final, where the winner will meet England.
Yeah, good start from Neil Spears.
Put a mile away here, Sean. Come on. Come on, Sean. Come. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, good bowl. Very good bowl. And just sitting down in front of our commentary position there, just behind the rails, if you like, is the successful members of the women's triples team and the men's team. So South Africa winning gold in both those events. Niels, can you just turn that one? Oh, no, it's just run through. Shot South Africa.
Get behind the jack, Sean. We lie.
And you can hear Jerry Baker saying, don't be short, be up.
come off his own bowl.
Leif Selby's nearly been taken out, the Australian singles player. And we have got an enormous rock lump of concrete sitting on our umbrella. Well, that just affected everything. And that has gone through as play goes on. Now, you would think from that position South Africa are still holding 2. They got 2 in the first end of the tie break and holding 2 here again.
It's very gusty here now as Sean Admiral throws his next bowl down the rink. This looks more on the money. That's just pulled up short.
Yeah, he wanted that up a little bit further. Jerry Baker really didn't want one that was short of the jack.
This is just a little under the line, but the weight is pretty good. And that is probably the shot bowl at the moment.
Yeah, very, very tight. I don't know whether Darren Burnett is that well, Simon. I just saw him talk to the manager. He's taken some sustenance. I don't know whether he's terribly well at all. Now, maybe it's the heat getting to Darren Burnett.
Well, he did disappear after the second set. I mean, it is a factor in playing here in New Delhi. It's a factor for everybody, I suppose, with the heat at this time of the day, particularly. They've been on the rink 2.5 hours.
Get to the back one there, you get the
And
shot.
this would certainly aid the England men's pairs combination, who have gone through in straight sets against Malaysia. Now, they finished almost 40 minutes ago, if not 3/4 of an hour ago. And here is Scotland and South Africa still out there.
Nice, perfect.
And he's just come up short again. No one wants to win this end.
Maybe a bit of tension creeping in.
Jack level, eh?
There's too many people around the camera area, just as we were trying to effect a change over here, and they're looking at being able to keep, and there was some movement. So Cherry, he just wanted people to be very still.
He can get a little nudge on his own ball. He does so, and that's right on the jack. Using his own bowl there. He was just heading down under the line. It's worked out well.
I don't know whether we can put our target in again to have another look as to exactly where these shots are. There is one there. Maybe that second black bowl at about the 7 o'clock mark might be in the count as well. There it is. It's very, very close. The wind is blowing our Jimmy Jib camera on our big arm, which you've obviously seen in shot from time to time. It's just the wind has really got. This is the strongest it's been all tournament. Darren Burnett
really needs to make this count, doesn't he? Has to. Well, there's a connection with the jack. But it's fallen South Africa's way there, by the look of things.
Well, you probably think that's 2 shots, Simon. Now, here's a real scenario. If Jerry Baker can draw to those 2 bowls, that'll give it 5. Then England would have to get Scotland, I should say, would have to get 5 to tie maximum to win.
Yep.
At the same time, Jerry Baker wouldn't want to turn it over because there's 2 Scottish bowls just behind.
How bold will he be?
We just want to be able to rest on the bowl. I think it's going to come up short. I don't think he was going at it too hard. I think they understand it's 2 shots.
Yeah, they're going to agree on 2. It's still a vital couple of shots, though, for South Africa. And in the tie-break, they win 4. They lead. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. They lead 4-0.
The wind really has picked up, and unfortunately hasn't taken too much sting out of the temperature here. It's just playing absolute havoc with the infrastructure here at the JN Sports Complex. And these same red and orange umbrellas are at the main athletic stadium, so you can imagine what it's doing once the breeze gets into there. A very, very good start by Neil Spears.
Might need something special here from the Scots. They must win this end by 4.
That's just to send it into an extra end. 5 to win.
That's excellent from Adenauer. Gives a little jump in the air. Delighted with that. Just the release of some pressure there. That's great. Meanwhile, Neil Spears' bowl is on its way. Just straightens out at that particular part of the rink, which we've seen so often over the last few days.
You can see Neil Spears purposely needs to get these 3 bowls of his past the head. There is no sense now leaving anything short. And you can see Jerry Baker straight away saying, I want 1 at the back to match.
Yes, Baker standing right out the back here.
He's clicking the finger saying, come on, Sean, come on, Sean. That'll do, though. Fantastic bowl from the lead.
Bring the jack.
And there's that track again, but no, I don't think it's going to pull up, is it? It's going to head to the ditch.
It's gone.
See you later. It's played possibly its last bowl in the Commonwealth Games.
Out very wide on the forehand. Again, this is another one around the back if it holds on.
Now what they try and do, there is the spot mark, and he was just trying to draw for that spot mark.
In the eventuality of the jack leaving the confines of the rink. Just spring the jack here. A glancing blow only.
But what he's done now is he's opened it up, and his bowl has still stayed in the confines. It's back there. And there is the black bowl at the bottom of your screen. There is the bowl that could be crucial to South Africa. If they happen to trail the jack through. South Africa holding the shot. Lead by 4. This is the third end of the tie break. Yeah, they're pretty happy with it there. And he's not happy. That's not the bowl that Darren Burnett wanted.
Scotland have these 2 out the back.
They got 2 in the ditch.
Yep.
They got 3 on the green, and they need 4. And I think they covered in every angle by South African bowls.
Jerry Baker's not even looking at that one.
Yeah, I think he understands that
it's over. Darren Burnett maybe having a desperate run at it. Could pick up the jack. He does so.
And then the jack has sprung back in. They'll shake hands because it's all over. And South Africa will go through now to play England for the gold medal in the men's pairs. A tremendous match.
And that should be a great match as well. 2 very strong teams. There we are. It was 1 to Scotland in that final end, just to finish the scoring. And South Africa won the tie-break 4-1 and the match. And this team of Sean Admiral and Jerry Baker, former bronze medalists at the Commonwealth Games in 2002. Well, they're set to improve on that. They're now through to the final. They'll play England in the men's final, men's pairs final, later on today. It's an intriguing match from start to finish. There was very little in it for much of the way. They started off scoring very heavily. Scotland took 4 shots in the first end, 3 in the second for South Africa. There are the details. South Africa beating Scotland, England beating Malaysia. And what a final we've got to look forward to later on between these 2 very strong teams, Merv King and Stuart Airy for England. Stuart Airy very impressive so far in the competition, and some excellent bowls here, Mike.
Yeah, very true, Simon. There was the opening 4. That was the very first end and was a great way for Scotland to start. But the very next end, South Africa hit back with a 3. So on the opening 2 wins, 7 shots were scored. They continued on. Scotland pulled 1 there, and a little bit later on, South Africa on N7 were able to get a big 4, and that was the 4, and that turned the first set. They went on to win that. Both sides shared a single shot in ends 8 and 9. There was the clash, and this is probably a turning point of the match. That was a possible 5, and they only ended up with 2 there, which still gave them a 3-shot lead. And then South Africa came back with a 3 on N6, which was a real telling blow. That levelled it up at 5-all. South Africa got a shot on N7. That Scotland shot on N8 to make it 6-all, and then Scotland were able to get one to make it 7-6 and force the tie break. But in the end, a very, very good result for South Africa. They will play England, as you mentioned, Simon, and Scotland now have to regroup, and they will play Malaysia for the bronze medal.
A possibly significant factor was the duration of this match. Those players were out there for 2 hours and 40 minutes. England took a lot less time to beat Malaysia. They might be the fresher side, but it's going to be fascinating. England versus South Africa later on for the men's pairs final. Who will win the gold here?
our little corner of the globe has had a profound effect on world rowing.
Gold for Drysdale.
Now, for only the second time in New Zealand, the world's elite come to our playing field. The iconic Lake Karapiro.
They've gone up another couple of notches.
A thrilling 8-day-long regatta with over 50 countries competing in over 20 classes.
This is the arm wrestle now.
Watch 18 Kiwi crews take to the water and see 4 defend their World Championship titles.
They mean business this year.
The World Rowing Championship starts October 31st on Sky Sport 1. Coverage brought to you by Aon.
So, about last Friday night...
What's the goss?
Well...
Spill?
Just some of the girls you're bringing along are kind of becoming a drag.
Like who?
Well, like, you're boring, Kat.
Oh, you're boring. You're so boring. Boring, you're boring. Boring.
Backstab, Kat.
I should have got rid of him ages ago. Amanda's ridiculous mistake.
And fall down, Kat. Do you ever worry about your drinking? 'Cause I do. Kat.
However you do it, tell them to ease up on the drink.
Okay, our next bout, the boys walking out to centre ring at the moment. On your screen there from Tonga, Lomelito Moala. 21 years of age, Lomelito. Quite a strong switch-hitting fighter from Tonga. And in the blue on screen at the moment, very, very clever Canadian boxer, Alex Rinn, 24 years of age.
Who on Friday afternoon won 9 points to 5 over the talented Mark O'Hara of Northern Ireland. It was an extremely impressive performance by the Canadian, who turned 24 a week ago. While Moala, 6 points to 4, he edged out Martin Chibella of Zambia. He's the lightest fighter of the 6-man team that Tonga have sent to these